This is Chris Maneos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Maneos. And I'm here to do my WWE Elimination Chamber 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Elimination Chamber, and it was live from Saudi Arabia today. So yeah, it aired at 12 o'clock today, Eastern time. So yeah, I just never had time to review the show and the matches and everything from earlier today, but I've seen it now, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and discuss about it. So the first match of the night, it was the WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman at ringside. Now the Usos came out, but they didn't. They went backstage and everything, and he was facing against Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship. It was okay. This match, it was not long at all. Probably about like 7, 8 minutes, something like that. It was not a long match. It was okay for the standards. Now, this match, of course, was supposed to take place 2 years ago at WrestleMania, but of course, when the pandemic first hit, Roman Reigns was going to wrestle or anything. So this match just never happened. But now we are getting the match, and like I said, it was okay. At the ending of this match, we seen Roman Reigns hit the Superman punch, and then he was setting up for the spear. But when he was running for the spear, Goldberg actually speared him. And Goldberg hit a few spears on the Roman Reigns in this match and everything. And then we seen Roman Reigns lock on the guillotine onto Goldberg, and Goldberg never tapped out. He just passed out, and Roman Reigns won the match because of that. So yeah, Roman Reigns defeated Goldberg tonight for the Universal Championship, so Roman Reigns retains the title. And it was okay. Uh, it was okay at best. This match, for Goldberg standards, this is probably, is one of his better matches since his return back to WWE. Just like one of them at least. It was like this match was better than his match against Undertaker a few years ago. And then against Bray Wyatt and stuff. So it was like less botches in this match. Not a lot from Goldberg. Not bad though. But yeah, it was okay. I'll give this match 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. The only reason I give it 1.5 instead of 1 star is because Goldberg still kind of looked strong at the very end, where he just passes out instead of tapping. So yeah, it just still made Goldberg look strong by doing that, and not only that, Roman Reigns retains the title. So yeah, that was a okay part right there. So yeah, up next we're going to see the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and winner of that match goes and faces Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's the next match up next. So the next thing that happened on Elimination Chamber, it was the next match of the night, the second match. It was a number one contenders Women's Elimination Chamber match. Winner of this match goes to WrestleMania to go after the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, that's what this match is about. And it was Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Doudrop versus Rhea Ripley versus Nikki Ash in the Elimination Chamber match. Now, Liv Morgan's the only one that's experienced in this match because she only been in one, and Bianca Belair should be the last one to enter because she won the Gauntlet match on Raw this past Monday, and so yeah, that's why she's entering in this match last. But the first two to start it was Nikki Ash and Liv Morgan. So yeah, those two was the ones that was starting off the match. And during this match, we seen Rhea Ripley coming out next, and then Doudrop and all of them. Nikki Ash was the first one eliminated when she got hit with the Riptide by Rhea Ripley. So Nikki Ash was the first one eliminated, and we seen Doudrop on the second turnbuckle, and then Liv Morgan hits a sunset flip on her. pinning her for the 3 count. So Doudrop got eliminated next. And then it was down to Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Rhea Ripley. At one point, we seen Bianca Belair showing the strength where she had Liv Morgan up with one hand in the military press, pretty much, and then we seen Alexa Bliss hitting Twisted Bliss onto Liv Morgan, eliminating her. And then Rhea Ripley got hit with the KOD by Bianca Belair, getting eliminated by her. So it was only down to Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. And they was going at it. It was pretty good. But then at the ending of this match, we seen Bianca Belair hit the KOD onto Alexa Bliss, pinning her for the 3 count. So yeah, Bianca Belair is now the #1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, she'll go on to WrestleMania now. So yeah, this match, it was pretty good for the women's. This match should have probably started off the pay-per-view instead of, or my fault, the premium live event, instead of the Universal title match. But it's whatever, you know. But this match was pretty good. I'll give this match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good match. Probably match of the night. But it was pretty good, though. This match was. So, yeah, gotta give it up for the women. It was pretty good. But up next, we're going to see Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in a tag team match up next. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later until then. So, the next thing that happened on Elimination Chamber, it was a tag team match. It was Ronda Rousey and Naomi versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville in a tag team match. And Ronda Rousey had to get her hand tied behind her back. And Sonya Deville, you know, her arms out the sling now. So yeah, most of this time we've seen them going after Ronda Rousey a lot of times, Charlotte and Sonya. And Naomi almost got pinned a few times, and yeah, it was a pretty good match. It was okay. But at the very ending of this match, we seen Ronda Rousey with one hand tied behind her back pick up Sonya Deville on her shoulders, and it hits Piper's Pit onto her. That slinging Samoan drop type move that she does onto Sonya Deville, laying her out. And then she grabs Sonya Deville by the arm and then hits that arm bar onto her, making her tap out. So yeah, Ronda Rousey and Naomi defeated Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville tonight at Elimination Chamber. It was an okay match. Like I said, I'll give that match 2 out of 5 stars. That's why I'll give that match. But up next, we're going to have Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match up next. So yeah, that will be the match up next. But still to come later on tonight, we still got the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, that's the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Elimination Chamber. So the next thing that happened on Elimination Chamber, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Drew McIntyre versus Madcap Moss with Happy Corbin at ringside in a Falls Count Anywhere match. So yeah, this match, of course, with Falls Count Anywhere matches, there's no disqualifications and no countouts and all that stuff. So Happy Corbin, you know, he was jumping in this match majority of the time. So yeah, he was helping Madcap Moss beat down Drew McIntyre a lot of times. And there was one time that this match almost ended, badly. Like, it was a scary looking botch. Drew McIntyre, he went for that Alabama slam, like that reversed one, where he guts you and then, like, he tosses you down, but you land on your stomach. Yeah, he went for that at one point in this match, and Madcap Moss literally landed on the top of his head. Now, with the wrestlers, like when they get hit with power bombs and all that, they're supposed to they're supposed to tuck their chin in, and I guess he done that, and he went flying down to the mat, landing on the top of his head. And luckily, he was still able to move. Thank God. And he was still able to actually continue the match. So yeah, they never stopped the match at all, so the match was still going. So he was okay to the point where the match was still able to keep going and stuff. So thank God for that. But of course, it was some scary moment right there. And at the very ending of this match, we seen Drew McIntyre hit that future shot DDT onto Madcap Moss, which I felt uncomfortable seeing about because he literally landed on his head. So yeah, but that's what happened. And then Drew McIntyre, while he was setting up for the Claymore onto Madcap Moss, Happy Corbin tried to come out of nowhere by trying to attack him from behind. But Happy Corbin was trying to attack him, and then Drew McIntyre had that sword, swung it, but Happy Corbin ducks underneath it and gets out the ring. And while he was watching from going up the ramp and stuff, Madcap Moss got hit with the Claymore by McIntyre, and then McIntyre pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Drew McIntyre defeated Madcap Moss tonight in the Falls Count Anywhere match. The match itself was okay, but that botch was like scary as hell. For the match and stuff, I'll give this match 1 out of like 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. That botch was a scary looking botch, but thank God Madcap Moss was okay, like still able to move. I bet he was still getting checked backstage, of course. But yeah, that's what happened. So, but up next we're going to see Lita versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Up next at Elimination Chamber. So yeah, that'll be the match up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Elimination Chamber, it was a one-on-one match. It was the Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, versus Lita for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is Lita's first one-on-one match in like 15 years, since like 06. So it's been like about 15, 16 years right there, since Lita's, last one-on-one match. Now, she's been in the Women's Royal Rumble match and all that, but like in the one-on-one match, I think this is the first one since 06. So yeah. But yeah, this match was pretty good, with Lita and Becky Lynch. And, we seen, Becky Lynch trying to disarm her onto, Lita at one point, trying to make her tap out, but then she hits that rock bottom onto, Lita, pins her, and Lita got the rope break, breaking the pin up at 2. And then we seen Becky Lynch climb up the top turnbuckle, try and hit the moonsault onto Lita. Lita moved out the way. Becky Lynch crashed and burned right there. And then Lita hits the twist of fate onto Becky Lynch. She climbed up the turnbuckle and then jumps off with the moonsault onto Becky Lynch, pins her. Becky Lynch barely kicked out at 2. And then at the very ending of this match, we seen Becky Lynch hit that rock bottom again onto Lita in the middle of the ring, and then got the 3 count. So yeah, Becky Lynch defeated Lita tonight on Elimination Chamber. So yeah, she has retained the Raw Women's Championship. So at WrestleMania, we will see Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's Championship against Bianca Belair at Mania. So yeah, that's the planned match now. But yeah, pretty good match between these two women. I'll give this match 2.5 stars. That's why I'll give it. Pretty good match between Lita and Becky Lynch. So far, I mean, at least with the women, these matches has been pretty good. The Raw Women's Championship match was good. The tag team match with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte and all of them, it was okay. And same for the, the Elimination Chamber match with the women. That match was pretty good as well. So yeah, the women was doing pretty damn good tonight on Elimination Chamber. But the guys, it's whatever. It was okay with it. But yeah, this match, probably match of the night so far. So yeah, Lita and Becky Lynch, good match. Like I said, I give that match 2.5 stars. But yeah, still to come later on tonight, we'll see the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match later on tonight. And still to come later on tonight as well, we'll see the Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the Viking Raiders. Still to come later on tonight on Elimination Chamber. So yeah, like I said, pretty good match between Lita and Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch retained the Women's Championship. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Elimination Chamber. So the next thing on Elimination Chamber, it was supposed to be a tag team match. It was supposed to be the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Jimmy and Jay, the Usos versus Ivar and Eric, the Viking Raiders, for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So this match was supposed to go down, but I hate this shit. I hate when they do this at pay-per-views. Pretty much they build up the match and everything, and then just scrap it pretty much. So what happened was the Viking Raiders was making their entrance down to the ring, and as soon as they started like going past the barricade, about to get into the ring, they get attacked by the Usos from out of nowhere. So yeah, the Usos was laying out the Viking Raiders, hitting super kicks on them, laying them out, and then the Usos then picked up Ivar, hitting a double suplex onto him, throwing him onto Eric, laying both of them out, and pretty much now this match ain't happening. So yeah, that's what happened. The Usos attacked the Viking Raiders tonight, laying both of them out, and that's what happened. So yeah, but this match will probably happen at WrestleMania. Yeah, that's what's going to be happening. It looks like. So, up next, it'll be the main event. It'll be the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. It'll be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles versus Austin Theory versus Riddle for the WWE Championship in the Elimination Chamber match up next in the main event. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later until the next thing happens on Elimination Chamber. So the next thing that happened on Elimination Chamber, it was the main event. It was the WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley, versus Brock Lesnar, versus Seth Rollins, versus AJ Styles, versus Austin Theory, versus Riddle in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. And this match, I'm just going to go ahead and start talking about it. So what happened in the match was we seen so Seth Rollins and Austin Theory was the ones that was starting off the match. During with them two being in it just themselves, we seen Seth Rollins pick up Austin Theory, pretty much hitting like the buckle bomb, pretty much, but put him through the pod where Bobby Lashley's at, and it made it seem like he hit his head on the back of the other side of the glass or whatever, pretty much taking him out, and pretty much for concussion protocols they had to take Bobby Lashley out the match. But pretty much, if you guys haven't heard, he's actually been injured the whole time since his match against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, where he injured his shoulder, so he can be out for like 3 to 4 months, they said. So he injured his shoulder against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. Pretty much it was just known today, actually. That injury actually been going on for like 3 weeks now. So that's why he hasn't been no match on Raw or nothing. So yeah, he injured his shoulder, and it was just a way to get him out of this match and pretty much, get him to lose the WWE Championship. So pretty much it was like a good way to get him to lose the title and everything instead of like relinquishing it. But still, they could have figured something else out. So yeah, and that's what took Bobby Lashley out this match. And then Styles, Riddle, and Seth Rollins comes into this match. And then at the very ending, we seen Brock Lesnar pretty much destroying the pod, making him bring himself into this match. He comes in, starts F5ing everybody. He hits the F5 on Rollins, pins him. F5 on Riddle, pins him. F5 on AJ Styles, pins him. Eliminates all three of them. So it only left Lesnar and Austin Theory. And Lesnar starts chase after Austin Theory, putting him through the pod, doing stuff like that. But at one point, Austin Theory actually hit the low blow onto Lesnar, and pretty much hit that drop kick at one point onto Lesnar, pinning him. Lesnar kicked out at 2, but he almost actually had it. And then, it scared the shit out of Austin Theory. He gets out of the ring, starts climbing up the chains, trying to escape from Brock Lesnar. He actually tried to get out of the Elimination Chamber through the openings or whatever, which was pretty funny. But Lesnar climbed up there and grabs him, pulls him back down, but both of them was on the top of the pod, and Lesnar starts bashing his head against the glass, picks him up on his shoulders, and literally F5s him right off the top of the pod. He gets down, throws him back in the ring, and pins him for 3. So pretty much, Lesnar pretty much killed Austin Theory tonight. Like, Theory went through some shit. Literally, he got powerbombed through one of the pods and getting F5 off the top of a pod and everything. So yeah, Austin Theory got killed tonight. But yeah, he was perfectly fine. But yeah, that's what happened. And Brock Lesnar eliminates every single body in this match, which everybody kind of expected. And he is the new WWE champion. So at WrestleMania, we'll see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for a championship versus championship match at Mania. So yeah, the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship will both be on the line at WrestleMania. That's what's going to go down. So yeah, but for tonight's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, oh boy, let's go ahead and talk about it. So pretty much everything, everybody, it was so predictable. Like, we already knew Lesnar was going to win, Roman, Drew McIntyre, everybody, like, we already knew that the matches is, like, so predictable at Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber which I forgot to give the rating for, I'll give that match 1.5 stars. That's why I'll give that Elimination Chamber match. Now, the funny part was, Austin Theory get F5'd off the top of the pod, which was pretty funny. But still, Lesnar dominated the whole thing, which everybody kind of figured, but still, I don't care. I don't like that type of stuff in the Elimination Chamber match, at least. But yeah, that's the issue with that match. Usos attacking the Viking Raiders. I hate that WWE pretty much was promoting this match, and then of course this match don't happen, so it's getting pushed back and everything. I hate stupid shit like that. Lita versus Becky Lynch. That was a pretty good match. Good match with Lita, since she hasn't had like a one-on-one match in so many years. So yeah, that match was pretty good. The Drew McIntyre Madcap Moss. The match was okay, other than that freaking one botch spot where when Madcap Moss actually landed on the top of his head. That was one scary looking move right there. The women's Elimination Chamber match was pretty good. The Ronda Rousey, Naomi versus Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair match, it was predictable, but it was okay. And the Roman Reigns versus Goldberg match, it was okay as well. So yeah. Other than the whole Elimination Chamber Chamber pay-per-view being so predictable, like we literally knew who was going to win every single match, literally. Other than that, it was decent, I guess, at best. Out of 10, I'll give this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view a 6 out of 10 stars, maybe 5.5. It was okay. It was an okay pay-per-view. There were some good matches. Like, the women knocked it out the park. The guys, I don't know what the hell was going on with everybody else. But the women knocked it out the park for the pay-per-view. Now, the Royal Rumble pay-per-view was way better than the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But, yeah. But the next pay-per-view will be WrestleMania. So, I'll be doing my reviews on that when that comes up for both nights. Night 1 and Night 2. So yeah, be expecting that when they air and stuff. So yeah, but I'll be doing my Monday Night Raw reviews this Monday night, so watch out for that as well. So yeah, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. Subscribe to this channel, Chris Medeiros, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram. It will be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later.